everyone! Welcome to another episode of 10 Forward Weekly. I am your host, Mike Fadum, and your community manager, also known as Ambassador Kel. And welcome to another Tuesday afternoon chill Q&A. I guess I do this dance for this now. Hello. Hello. Yeah, apparently it is 4:31, but I hit start at 4:30, so welcome, welcome. You guys know how this works. I am going to do my best to answer your questions as we go, and I'm also going to be playing the game, because otherwise I'd just be sitting here answering questions, and both of us would be bored. Uh, so, um, let's see. I'll answer a couple quick ones that propped up in Facebook. The first one is Brendan Taylor wondering why the anniversary event was skipped on console. He clarified a little bit later that he meant why didn't they get the anniversary event before they got the Klingon event, and it's because the anniversary event wasn't ready to go to console yet. So schedule-wise, we put it a little bit later and put uh, the Klingon event in now. Let's see. Cameron Shores wanted to know, are all bugs going to be fixed? Which, the answer to that is yes, absolutely. Hold on. There we go. I fixed them all. Congratulations. Darth Dragonborn 107 is getting banned. Just kidding, buddy. Fragrance Free Vaseline wants to know how close we are to getting playable whale probes if you measure rate of completion in average size raisins. Enough raisins to stretch to Pluto and back. All right. Icarus 1701. I don't know if you're kidding or not, but no, there's no such thing as one way of playing a game being better than the other. Spicy ball meat. We're aware of the issue where a lot of weapons, ground weapons throughout the game, no longer have sound. Weird bug, but we're looking into it right now. Dunro TO, I was let know about that visual bug today, about how there's only 4 of 5 events actually listed in the event screen. I'm hoping on fixing that. I just passed it on just now. Jumper over on YouTube, if you're having issues buying Zen, remember to contact support.arcgames.com. They can help you. And thank you, Galen Dougal. Let's see. It might be. X She6, I hope I got that right, wants to update the ship vendor to show every ship in the game and where you can get it. It's not a terrible idea, but I think it might lead to a lot of confusion for people who are hitting the ship vendor for the first time and just want to get a new ship. Like you start seeing things like World Razor available in this lockbox. Well, where do I get that lockbox? Why do I get that lockbox? Etc. Etc. Cool. Let's see. Sorry, my wife needed my ID to start doing our taxes, and she just handed it back to me. Mystic Knight the Fam. Yes, I will tell you all of my secrets right now. Oh wait, I forgot them all. Hold on. I saw a question from YouTube. No, wasn't from YouTube. Let's see. Fan fart? Icarus wants to know. We definitely will do fan art. Let's see. Christian just sent me a message. Oh, okay. That's an if anyone asks question. Great. Cool. I thought you were throwing things at me. I hope you. So Christian from QA is doing an amazing thing for us, and he's going to start looking at chat here and writing up an email during the stream so that all of that stuff comes straight to. All that stuff goes straight to QA, and they can work on it rather than me trying desperately to remember things while I'm also doing other things. Let's see. Facebook wants to know, is the new Legendary Bundle coming? If so, is there any info that you're used to give? John Lewis Stormont, the new Legendary Bundle has been out. for a couple of days on PC. It'll be hitting console sometime after the anniversary. It's a Terran bundle. It's got a lot of cool shit. Oh wait, that's not a legendary bundle. That's just an anniversary bundle. So then I don't have any info on new legendary bundles that I could share right now. Mino Dan, I'm gonna let Christian write that one down and send it over to Jonathan. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it sounds like it. Corbidex, I'm doing good. How are you, man? A couple of people were asking about Borg ships, although I have a general rule to not answer questions on this stream that end in when, because my God, y'all. Write out the whole sentence. You can do it. Rafa Casper, there were definitely several bugs with the Eagle torpedo console. Two of the bugs have been fixed. This is the covert warhead module. Um, and basically, the way that the thing works right now is uh, it seems to just endlessly shoot missiles, which obviously is not the intended design. So we're working on getting it to do. Jonathan described the fixes to me as making it actually do what the tooltip says it does. So. Bad Splat, if you set that to support and they escalated it, then we've probably seen it and somebody's probably working on it. Neos 472, yes, that is the amount of torpedoes. Any news on an Enterprise arc? Not right now. Nothing planned. I think most of the future stories we're going to be doing are going to be STO original stories rather than tying into a specific series one way or another. So I think that's what you can expect going in the future. Will the Terran Valkyries be differentiated from their prime flavor in some way? Unlikely. They were designed to be just the regular Valkyries, but with a different skin color. Michael Kenny, I am currently talking about the console. If you're talking about the Eagle console. Darth Dragonborn 107, I'll pass that one on. I've seen it as a request a lot of times. I don't know. It's a weird thing because everybody says, "Oh, we would like the Borg to be harder," but 90% of what you folks do is rushing through Borg TFOs at the speed of light. So, do you want the Borg to be harder? I don't know. Oh, currently the Terran Valkyries do not have a unique skin. That's unfortunate. Christian, sending that one to you. Where do we suggest submit our suggestions for new story arcs? Don't. And the reason for that is I posted about this on Twitter the other day, but we can't read them if you send them to us because legally we could get into a lot of trouble. We could get into a ton of trouble if we read something and then something was being developed independently that sounded like it or was close to it. Y'all could start trying to sue us and it would be a bad scene. So legally we can't go through that. Rural Messenger, no idea, but contact support.arcgames.com. Looking because somebody replied to try and boost something. Beth Harp, I want that. I want that. I want that so bad. I want people to be able to change their gender. The amount of people we have in this video game who have discovered they were trans while they were playing this video game, because it's been around for 13 years, and because it allows you to very easily play with genders other than your own, is really high. And I want those people to be able to transition those characters. It was done for Champions, and we thought it might be a super easy thing to do for Stowe because it turned out to be a pretty trivial thing to do for Champions. And there's a technical reason. I think it has to do with costume parts, but I don't know for sure why it's much harder on Stowe. And so it's one of those things that we have to get programmer time to do. Um, so I will keep pushing for it though. Definitely, McGaw, definitely don't say, Kel, I have a question for you, and then wait for me to respond. Just throw the questions at me. There's so many coming in. Someone requests, let's see. Bruce Carroll, the Omega refining mission for the anniversary event on PC that is currently busted, will be fixed on Thursday, and we're extending the event to Monday to make sure you guys all have time to finish it. McGaw, I can't give you an exact date on the anniversary dropping on console, but March. Okay. I will pass that on. I will pass that on myself right now. Just because I've seen a lot of you asking about it. That was the agony damage question for Terran Valkyries. Okay, moving on. When will we bring back the Vanity Shield sale? Don't see it on my calendar at the moment, but it could happen at any point. Any chance for a Picard bundle? We do have a Picard bundle. It's not the one you're thinking of. There's always a chance for many things. Um, Questions about overall balance changes are better questions for when we have somebody like Jonathan on stream. But I believe he was asked about science carriers when he was on last week, 2 weeks ago, and had a good answer for that. Do I remember what the answer is? No. Michael Kenny, why does the Klingon Recruit event dump boxes of dilithium for you to pick up instead of just sending it straight to your inventory? I don't know. I remember discussions about it being something that was particularly difficult to implement, and that may have been the solution that they came up with. Any thoughts on updating Earth Space Dock? Unlikely. Um, yeah. Wraith Shadow, there definitely has been talk about discounting ship bundles based on the ships you own. I don't know if I guess that didn't get implemented because you're asking. But I know we implemented recently that you couldn't buy something from the from Mud's Market that you already own. Um, Rafa Casper legendary ships I don't think are limited to on-screen ships, but the rules for what can be a legendary ship sort of shift here and there. Um, PC Unicorn, unlocking female parts for male characters and vice versa doesn't actually work, unfortunately. It's not as simple as just saying, okay, now you can use it, because when we designed this game, there was a um, it was designed with a female skeleton and a male skeleton for the characters, and for some reason, when uniforms and things were designed, they were designed to fit those skeletons, and not everything was designed for both of them, and it just kind of makes a mess. Can we get a warning if we try to buy a reputation item we already have? Christian, can you put that on the list? Rachel Oldham, congratulations on getting in the esports team. I remember we mentioned that a little while ago. That's great. So questions about like, will this ship get a legendary? Will that ship get a legendary? When are you producing this ship? You guys, y'all know I can't answer stuff like that. I love you. I can't, because as we've talked about on the stream, um, a lot of times things change in development. And so if I told you something was coming and then it didn't, people would be really pissed that I promised something that didn't actually happen, or vice versa. So we just don't do that. Iteru, I don't know that our game is ever going to jump into um, doing giant raids with a lot of mechanics to go through and stuff. And the reason for that is, um, well, the best example is the Zenkethi. The Zenkethi were designed so that players would have to think a little bit and come up with different tactics rather than just spamming the stuff that we always spam in every TFO. And I've seen over and over you guys talk about how much you hate fighting the Zenkethi. Um, in addition, like the really old Borg raid TFOs that we have are just, they're not fun to play. We could spend a bunch of time making something super hard right now, but I don't think. Well, I won't say I don't think it would be super popular. It might be, but there is something coming relatively soon down the line. By relatively, I mean it could be months and months from now. That is designed to be a little bit harder. But I can't talk about that right now. But I'll be interested to see what people think of it when it gets here. Has there been any discussion about a Ross Dreadnought? No, there hasn't, as far as I know. I mean, if that's something that people would be interested in, maybe. Yeah, Stanky Boy, I would love more interactive elements of TFOs too, but one thing that happens is there's two things that happen. When we try to introduce mechanics, players get annoyed because they can't just warp in and shoot everything to death. And two, it takes a lot more iteration and design and things to get those things working, and oftentimes that means that it's coming, right down to the wire to release, and then it might release in a more buggy state than it could have for something simple. So I think the design team is being a little more cautious about what they do. Stu1701 has a question about TFOs that don't have advanced and elite versions yet. I think there's a bunch of those. Christian, could you put that on the list? Christian, could you also put on the list that the Hestia doesn't seem to have torpedo launchers? It might have them. It might be just not something that we've seen, but all right. All right. We're getting to the questions here where it seems like I can take the time to go and actually play some TFOs. So let's do that. Do we know when the Odyssey remaster will be coming? I actually don't. Oh, Trexpert says on console. I assume because he's usually playing on console, that brain that To Hell with Honor is not normal TFO rotation. Might be true on PC too. I just realized I totally forgot fan art, so we're gonna play this TFO and then we'll do fan art. What a surprise! Edward Ross Cup, the ETA for the last mission coming to console is when the anniversary drops on console, and as stated previously, that's probably March. Ryan Howe, I can tell you I mean, you're not going to like that I'm allowed to say it, but we're not getting a more cooperative faction. We're probably not getting new factions much at all. I'm just going to turn this volume down. It's too loud for me, so it's probably too loud for you guys. Gee! I didn't even get time to decloak. Ludicrous. All right. Oh my god. Can't even target everything because it's almost dead. Already dead. I hope nobody is like measuring my DPS on this and being like, ah, Kale's got such a low DPS because I literally can't target anything before these people blow it up. My god. Alright. Oh, there's one tactical cube. I can fire a shot at it before it explodes. Cool, that was fun. Oh no, are you doing that thing? Is it doing that thing? Okay, I was just in combat. Rachel Oldham, I think I can keep my ear to the ground for different video game tournaments in Texas because I am not in Texas. All right, let's do fan art real quick, and then we'll come back to playing some more. All right, so first things first, Admiral Sean sent us this cool breakdown of his Mars class USS Scalzi. There was a Mars class in Discovery that was named after, jumped out of my brain, but a famous sci-fi author, and so he decided to use his favorite sci-fi author for this. Alan Mao sent us this awesome shot of his new Fakiri escort flying towards D7. All things Trek 47. Love this shot of the Hydra. Hydra, by the way, shockingly popular ship. I really thought the Eagle was going to run away with the box, but no, y'all love the Hydra. I mean, the Eagle's in a fairly close second, but wow. Mar Hawkman sent us a couple of shots from Birdcage. This is one of all the V'ger effects going off. And this one just looks cool. It just looks like he's punching this guy with lightning. And Tyler Maxey sent us a really cool setup shop of Graduation happening in a 10 forward lounge. That's nice. Christian, if you see that question about consoles from the Nebula ships also working on the monitor, can you pass that on? Because I think someone previously said they didn't do that. I don't know how much work it is to put the 7A material on the Jupiter class, Admiral Xavier Dolock, but I will ask Thomas at some point. Dumb question, not a dumb question, PC Unicorn. You can submit screenshots at that email address down below. All right. I'm going to take a break from answering questions because we also got fan fiction this week, and it's actually pretty funny. So, Trexpert sent us in 1701 on the mezzanine, but it's written, I don't know how to do this auditorially. It's written like hour 17, 1 minute. Lieutenant Laurel stepped off the turbolift onto the mezzanine overlooking the bulk of level 47. What is going on with my mouth? Tray of drinks from Club 47 downstairs in her hands. The same after-shift drinks as always. An Andorian ale for her, Arcanus lager for Oben, Tullaberry wine for Durs, and the infamously green Aldebaran whiskey for Shala. As Laura got closer, she heard Shala asking the other two, "Feel like we're always on duty? Like constantly?" The other two nodded in agreement as she placed the tray down gingerly, taking her usual seat next to Durs. Like, I had 3 weeks of shore leave last month that I used to see my folks back on Andoria, and when I got back, it seriously felt like I'd only been gone for a day. It's like, what's up with that? Shaw asked rhetorically, taking her Aldebaran whiskey from the tray. Thanks, Lar. Laurel nodded a "you're welcome" nod. Outside of Durs, they had been taken to being on an informal surname basis with each other, just out of habit from their academy days, as a sort of Playful turnaround with what with Durs being the most senior among them. Yeah, replied Oban as they grabbed their lager. I mean, we're on duty. We're only on duty for 8 hours, but sweet, merciful Nagalum, it does sometimes feel like we're on duty non-stop, 24/7, 365. Durs grabbed his as Laurel grabbed hers. The former added, "And what's with this anniversary stuff Q does like 3, 4 times a year? I mean, I know Q is Q, or Q is Q Junior. I've never been 100% clear on that." The other three collectively shrugged in simultaneous no idea. But how can you have an anniversary 3 times in a year? I mean, this one that just ended was the 13th. The 12th was a couple of months ago. The 11th a few months before that. I mean, even when he's at his most shenanigan-y, there's at least some sort of logic to it. Usually, he added with a shrug before continuing, but anniversaries are annual by definition. Durs sighed heavily. "It's Q, don't think too hard about it," replied Oban. "It's Q. He once made French Revolution pig people, or were they American Revolution, to fight the senior staff of the Enterprise D. Anyway, just go with it." The sip they took of their lager right after speaking acted as a period. Shala leaned in, gesturing for them to lean in. Quietly, Shaw said, "My friend in DTI told me that in some other timelines, the anniversary thing Q does happens a month or so later. That's why DTI thinks all those Omega molecules show up at the same time as the anniversary stuff, because of the temporal offset." Sean leaned back. "Well, that's what they told me, at least." "Makes more sense than half the weird stuff that happens around here," replied Laurel. "I mean, we've been here for what, 3 years? I swear that when I was first posted here, ESD looked like a whole different place than it does now. But everyone, Quinn, Gemick, Sissel, Hassa and Foss, even Grimm, all say it never looked different. Like, I'm 100% sure Nealon wasn't always the bartender downstairs. He's an Alurian, so I asked him the other week, but he was silent as always, just wanted to know the drinks order." "I mean," replied Oban, "I kind of feel the same sometimes, but tricking us on this level would be near impossible." "And why trick just us for 3 years?" they asked rhetorically. "Says they who just said just go with it with Q," chuckled Shala. "I mean, I knew being in Starfleet was going to have its moments of weirdness, but I mean," thought Laurel out loud, taking a big swig of her ale, followed by the rest of them taking big swigs of their drinks. "Oh," declared Durs, almost choking on his mouthful, "that reminded me. This captain, well, they were one of those lieutenant captains," said Durs, with more than a small hint of jealousy that he quickly shook off with a quick sip of his Tulliberry wine. "Anyway, they were wanting to retrofit and overhaul their Icarus class with parts requisitioned from Ajaxes and Mercuries. And after they were done, they spent 3 hours just perusing and checking different configurations on all of their other ships." "I know what you mean," replied Oban. "Sometimes captains will have me put in a requisition order for like 15 different ships, basically cannibalize them for certain parts, and then immediately have me put in an order to rescind the requisition order 15 times. And then they talk to Laurel," he said with a head nod to her, "and grab rec orders for more and do the same thing again and again." They drowned the remains of their lager and continued. "I have a life, you know. I can only help one of you at a time, and when you do that, you keep me from helping everyone else." They let out a groaning sigh. "And why do they all feel the need to stand on the glass eaves at the shipyard? Get your boots off of the TPA. The Dot Nines have to clean it constantly from all the boot prints," added Shella. "And have they never heard of personal space?" They all nodded and rolled their eyes at Durs's comment. "If I had a slip of latinum for every time a captain has been behind the desk, half a centimeter from me, I'd be able to buy Ferenginar. If I had that in strips... Well, does anybody know if the Klingon Empire is for sale?" he added with a small chuckle. Laurel took a long drink and thought, and then looked at everyone and said, "And what's with them running everywhere?" All right, I like that. And we're back. Let's go play some more TFOs and answer some more questions. Hello, Zetha. Voyager 74, we mentioned the broken Eagle, the Eagle console earlier. A couple of bugs have been fixed with it. Should be some those fixes going out soon. Ads Haler, we've been talking about the fact that people should be able to use the default bridges for their faction on ships that are not necessarily aligned to their faction, and I'm hoping that becomes the case. I don't know if it will become the case soon. Yeah, I'm surprised we never made playable Lucaria or Kobali. All right, Swarm. Whoa! Is that an Alliance shield on that Klingon ship? That's totally what that is, right? Oh, that's pretty. That's the button I have to hit. Oh, I can't, can I? Okay. But yeah, that's the Alliance shield. It's got to be. That looks really cool, even though it makes it look like a Federation ship. All right, going to warp or going to cloak. Um, we can definitely let Jonathan know, or the systems team in general, that there's a uh that people want to buff the Tetrion weapons, but I know that would be part of a larger discussion, and we have to look at it more. Did I hit? Did I not hit? I thought I hit. Okay, there, I did. Okay, good. Oh man, don't know when the last time I fought these guys was, but pilot maneuvers makes it so much better. Ow. Ow. I may rescind my previous statement. Oop, oop. Go over there. Much better. An auto loot collector with auto discard and salvage filters also sounds like a really great idea. I will put a bug in Travis's ear about that, because that's something that he would probably enjoy doing. Should not have activated computer-assisted flight algorithms just then. The Alliance, you're right that the Alliance ship shield looks good on almost everything. I didn't like how it looked on this ship. That's why I ended up going back to this Klingon shield, which I think fits it a little better. How do you remember all of our requests? I would just try my best back in the day, but now we have a wonderful Christian from QA who is coming through and writing some of them down. Was Lightyear a great movie or a fantastic movie? Lightyear was okay. I didn't love it, which I'm sad about because I really wanted to buy the ships. Um, but it was fun. Hierarchy ships from the Voyager show, so that you're saying the models are in the game, but the uh, but they are not playable ships. It's an idea. Next time we're looking for ships, I might suggest that. Oh, right, I've got this still. What's my personal favorite ship in the new bundle? The Eagle. Um, I mean, I haven't played with her like physically a lot yet, but she's an amazing design. I think she's really cool looking. Fixing VXFX spam is definitely still something the team is looking into. I do need to follow up about that. What's my favorite pasta dish? Spaghetti and meatballs. I am a boring person. So does a Nebula version? People said, do you want the Nebula version of the Ross? Do you want the Nebula version of the Odyssey? Does that mean just sticking the Nebula Tower thing on the back? The Hestas console does not work right. I cannot pass that on to the devs because you didn't give me any details on how it doesn't work right. So try again. I really focused on building this ship around Cloak, and I hardly ever use Cloak. I should use it more often. Dunro TO, yeah, that's something we've been thinking about, and I'm sorry that your friend can't play our game right now. Mar Hockman, you might be right about cloaking being for cowards, but you know what? I live through battles. Wraith, it's unlikely any legendary bundles will ever be parted out like the non-legendary bundles are. Sorry about that. What's my favorite part of my daily duties as a community manager? When I get to do something creative like images or videos, stuff like that, that's always fun. I appreciate folks in chat who are making a duties joke right now. I must have said duties and not realized the terrible opportunity for comedy that I'd opened up. What was that? I assume it was an experimental weapon of some kind, but that was scatter volley? No, before scatter volley, there was a big red laser that came out of nowhere and blew up the ship. It looked cool. Fragger the boss. The GPL store is something that I think if we had a ton of time, we would be working on more, but I don't think it's the hugest priority right now. Any progress on the new Starfleet bridges? Yes, a huge jump of progress was made. So basically, the thing that was keeping them from going out was that, well, no, I don't know if I should talk about that. Anyway, we jumped over a hurdle that we thought we had. Um, Vot Vot 9. I assume that's how you pronounce that. Um, the Harvester variant of the Omega armor, is that the different parts that were originally part of the Omega thing that never made it into the rep? I will mention that again. I know it's been years since the last time I mentioned it. Maybe it's something we can stick in somewhere. Hopefully it's something that's easy to do. Meh. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't done ship trophies in a while, Ad Taylor. I will follow up on that because it's interesting to me. Um, can someone explain why the Khonshu Gambit patrol is bugged? Not unless you can tell me what is bugged about it. Axel Hopfinger, uh, I did not notice the apparent boobs on the shins of the Torchbearer armor. I will have to go take a look at that picture now. Trexpert, I assume can't see the question you're responding to, but I assume it's about Disco Andorians. Actually, Weston would not have anything to do with that. That would be all Ian or Amelia, our character artists. Ow, ow, ow! Don't explode. Hit the don't explode button. Christian, did you catch that bug about female characters not having access to both Beverly hairstyles? Folks, some of you asked earlier about having the Terran Valkyries have. Thanks, Christian. Some of you folks asked earlier about the Terran Valkyries having agony damage instead of phaser damage. I was just told that agony damage is phaser damage. Let me know if that's what you meant or if there's something else and I passed it on incorrectly. I don't. Well, okay. If the Elite Groundborg Special Task Forces are what I think they are still in the game. You can still queue up for them. They just start in random. If there's something else though that I've forgotten about, let me know. Agony phasers have a different proc than standard. Okay. All right, we'll take some fleet marks and let's get out of here. Okay. I got a blink twice if you can question, but oh, it's gone. An Odyssey variant that's unzipped a little bit. So a sexy Odyssey variant? I don't know. Maybe Thomas will be interested in doing that. Why are you not letting me leave the map? Come on, guys. Don't do this to me. Okay, well, looks like we're stuck here for 86 seconds, so. The Romulan uniforms from Strange New Worlds are awesome. I don't know what our plans are for those. Dunter Whalen, buyable per captain ship traits. Do you mean if you have. I hate this bug. I hate that it only happens to me and it only happens when I'm streaming. I hate it. Anyway, do you mean buying traits you already have on other captains, or do you mean just being able to buy traits outright? Because one, I think, is a better pitch than others. 20 more seconds. Tempest 1984, I have repeatedly mentioned that those are the most requested thing that we have and can make. Haven't heard anything back on them in a while. Sounds for the weapons is known and is being looked at. Hey, I get to leave. Voyager 74, yes. Not the second one. You're gonna have to tell me what's broken about the loadouts. Commander Darjeeling, I asked Christian to write that down and pass it on. You must have misheard me. You must not heard me asking him to write it down. Okay, let's see if I can do this with the access level I have. Get up as high as 4, right? I don't think I can get 5. No, I can't. Okay. Cool. Great. Now if I move away, it won't get so jittery. Domingo Rodriguez on YouTube says that there's Christian. This is for you. The Universal Endeavoron console has not rotated in the PvP match one in at least a couple of years. I think we might have actually. I don't think that's a bug. Don't write that down. I think we might have officially taken the PvP match Endeavor out because it was not really fun for people who don't regularly play PvP. I am hacking the planet. Yes, Rafa Casper. And in the original UK, I think just some of the changes we're making are finally taking effect. I hope. Hack the Planet would be a great TFO name. You're right, Rayfire. Mystic Knight, absolutely. Going to a earlier level tune and having slow warp speeds is painful. Captain Jack 1701, Mavam probably won't be getting Vanguard Wingman control. That sounds like an exceptionally difficult task. Edward Roscup, the hold on. It's not a, okay. Sorry, Edward Roscup. I think there is a Peregrine squadron. Tell me if I'm wrong, but since both of you were saying there isn't, I thought I had a Peregrine squadron on a different character. But Dunter Whalen, it just making new squadron versions of things takes some time. So that's why a lot of them haven't been done yet. Alex Hopfinger, yes, everyone has that bug, and hope it's getting fixed on Thursday, and then on we're extending the event until Monday. Would in-universe Starfleet and KDF have their own Vanguard ships? Vanguard, I think, is just a word we used for the Jem'Hadar. Oh, you mean with the wingmen? Possibly, but it's something that we developed to be a unique mechanic for the Jem'Hadar. So I don't know that we would put it on other things. Thank you, Tech Travis, but I only do fan art once, so you'll see yours next week. It would be nice to have an elite random TFO option. Yeah, tell me your thoughts on that, all of the chats, because fireworks, thank you. Because the initial thought was we weren't going to do elite because pugs on elite is a painful experience, and we didn't want to subject people to that. But if it's something you want, it possibly could be done. I don't know. Actually, not as much. JSA BSD wants to know how long people send me. How often people send me T6 Oberths with uh with my name on them, and not as often as you might think. Random private elite. That sounds like a lot more work than just turning on pugs and elite. But it's possible. Might make a more fun end game thing. Icarus 1701. Hopefully the dino camping is fixed soon. We've been talking about it. Greg Batiste, there's no plans to upgrade ESD as seen on Picard Season 3. People are asking that constantly in all the chats. How often do people send me video clips of their ship teleporting across the galaxy? I don't think I've ever seen one of those, so send it to me if you have one. Okay, well maybe we can figure out a way. It seems like there's sort of a half and half response here on random elites between it would be fun, but pugging would make it extremely scary. So maybe there's something we can do where you form a team and then you just get put into a random elite TFO. That's a different system entirely, so I don't know how that would work and how much work it would be, but Zevex, yeah, there's still issues with loadouts. Irish Hawk 26, um, it would be cool to get a selector for Warp Out. I don't know how likely it is. It's when I've asked about it, it seemed like a huge technical challenge. Just a BSD. I don't. Sure. Question: if you see that, add that to the list. Alyssa CG52. I don't know about Professor Jefferson Hawk, but if it's something that a lot of people want, I've seen you ask about him 3 or 4 times. Maybe. Umbra Prime answered this a couple of times tonight already, but it's coming in March. Vector 22467. That is a bug, so Christian will write that down, but post it on the forums as well. Any news on the Titan A in game? I think we'll definitely make it, but I don't think it'll be soon. Like, it's not in the next couple of months. Rasolisu, I think that's something that Jonathan's worked on, but Christian, you would know better than me, so write that down if you haven't, that the Hydra trade is keeping people in combat. Little Chumba says that the Titan A wouldn't be a Zen Store ship, and you're probably right. It probably would be a lockbox ship. Um, I know at some point way, way back in the past, somebody said we'll only ever make alien ships for lockboxes. And I feel bad that somebody said that because it was wrong. Obviously, there's there the what makes a ship go into a lockbox or not is how popular we think it'll be. And if we think it's going to be very popular, lockbox. Duncan, Idaho, it probably was correct for a long time in the first days of free to play, but folks don't buy alien block boxes now. Don't know why. Axel Hopfinger, how could we possibly make a hairdo that tall? Uh, Destinato, Christian, if you see this, there's a bug where the EMH doff is always wearing a helmet when wearing Beverly's medical coat. What's the time frame for the art team to make a ship on average from scratch? Yeah, I think 3 to 4 months is about right. I think I've asked that question before on previous streams where we had the art team on. So might want to scroll back and see if you can find it, but I think 3 to 4 months sounds right. Any plans to make a red-gray UI theme like the Elcars in Picard Season 3? No, because a new UI theme is a metric ton of work just to have a cosmetic option. Time frame for a new uniform creation is a lot longer because there has to be a lot of different parts for it to fit a lot of different sizes. Um, I think 5 to 6 months, maybe even 7. Zevex, yes, 100%. Lockboxes are ultimately more profitable than adding them available for direct purchase. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I would just buy it if I could," but not enough of you. Shuttle racetracks would be fun, Ad Taylor. Um, Upgrading the game to take more advantage of the Xbox. I almost said one, but that's the last one, isn't it? Xbox Series X and the PS5 is definitely something that's on our radar, but I don't know how quickly that will happen. Voyager 74, I answered the Starbase 1 question like an hour ago. I didn't evade crap! People see conspiracies where there are no conspiracies. Anyway, some stuff has gotten put in that should fix all the problems with Starbase 1. Voyager 74, do you see how fast this chat is moving? I am not going to be able to see and answer every question. There are plans for updating old missions, but not at this time. It doesn't seem like it's likely to be happening anytime in the next couple of years. We need a live notepad window, maybe. As far as my headset knows, it wasn't hearing any audio, so it went to sleep. Sorry about that. Rachel Oldham, since it's probably never coming, I think it's okay to talk about. We did work on a Mario Kart 8 like space TFO with your shuttles for a while, to the point where I even play tested it a couple of times, but could never get it to work in the way that we wanted it to work and be as fun as we wanted it to be, and it would have taken way longer than we could spend on it to get it to that point. So that ended up getting shelved. Christian, can you take down Bad Splat's uh, extremely minor bug about Starbase 1? Rasolisu, I think we had a talk about the Styx pets. I don't know what the answer to that was, so I will try to follow up. Thanks, Tyrantil. Yeah, Voyager 74, a contact dialogue playing when it shouldn't is a relatively minor bug. Calantha Flower, I know. But soon, no. Stanky Boy, yes, that would definitely be one solution, but it's of having the old missions in the available side journal, but they're just so old and some of them are so broken that I think the team decided they were not excited about it. If Styx and Archeron are Mirror Terran, what are their Prime variants? No one in the Prime universe is quite as evil as the people who built those ships. Mr. Vup's pistol, I mean, that's a combination of Amelia in character art, and I believe that was Jonathan's last lockbox thing before he moved on to ships full time. So the two of them. No, wait, that might have been Scott or shoot. I'm gonna search for Vup in chat. Oh, it's Joe Harrington. Joe Harrington did Mr. Vup, the systems for Mr. Vup's pistol. Any plans for a new reputation? Not at this time. Although, as some of you may have noticed, which reminds me, I wanted to jump on this. I am pretty close to maxing out all the reputations, and I hardly, I mean, I don't play this game as much as y'all do. So, I will probably make a point when I am done of, hey guys, even me who doesn't play very often has all of the reputations filled out. Could we please do something? I don't know what we'd do, but tardigrade adoption reputation. Yep, absolutely. Let's do it. What? What? Sorry, I'm Elite 438. Um, sorry. It sent me a long thing that I don't understand, but the game, Twitch chat, uh, blocked it because it said please twice. Very strange. Um, Elite 438. That I don't have any control over any other streams that are on Twitch. There's nothing I can do about that. Sorry. All right. Well, we've been going for an hour. Anybody got any last burning questions before I wrap up? Will we ever be able to play as a space pirate? Dude, I play as a space pirate right now. That was why this can I get Alex? No, I can't get Alex. That was why this character was dressed the way he was up until he took a commission from the Alliance because that uniform is so cool. Can we confirm the John Wick influence on Mr. Vups? Let's find out. Okay. Pile of plushies pet when. That would be fun. Yeah, the 2385 uniforms, I want them. I know everybody wants them soon, hopefully. All right. Yes, I can give you a hint to the next Mud Bundle beyond it's happening, and that's that it's happening in a bit. Sorry. Don't have any more information I can share at this time. All right. Any more ship designs from E.C. Henry planned or in the pipeline? I think so, but I'm not sure. Yeah, any ship with a Fakiri Vanity Shield immediately becomes a pirate ship. That is 100% correct. I was sad that it didn't put quite as many wood panels on this ship that I wanted. But alright, we are going to wrap up here, so I am going to find us someone to raid. I promise I won't raid whatever gross channel that is that you were talking about. What's his name? Justin Toner, old missions are not gone for good, but they're not necessarily likely to come back anytime soon. Oh, I see Gaming Now Live. Okay. Well, I can't do anything with it, but I'll report it for you. Sure. All right, report submitted. There we go. Let's see. The Incredible G says they had a rough Monday. Let's fix that for them. All right, gang. It has been a pleasure chatting with you. I hope you got some of the questions you wanted answered, and we will see you next week.